The sun beat down on the ancient cobblestones of Rome as King Charles III, amidst a flurry of diplomatic engagements, delivered an unusually stark and public rebuke that has sent shockwaves through royal circles. The target of his pointed remarks? None other than his estranged son, Prince Harry. While the king's official visit to Italy was intended to foster international relations and highlight cultural exchanges, the undertone of his pronouncements painted a clear picture: the era of tolerating Harry's continued invocation of his royal status is definitively over. Sources within the royal entourage, speaking on condition of anonymity, described the king's words as a firm and final line drawn in the sand. A clear indication of his growing frustration with Harry's persistent use of his titles and the perceived exploitation of his royal connections for personal gain. This public censure, delivered against the backdrop of a carefully orchestrated state visit, suggests a deliberate strategy to dismantle any lingering ambiguity surrounding Harry's position within the monarchy. The king's apparent exasperation stems from what royal aides describe as Harry's continued reliance on his royal identity despite having relinquished his official duties and relocated to the United States. While Harry and his wife, Meghan, have consistently maintained that their decision was driven by a desire for privacy and independence. Their subsequent actions, including lucrative media deals and public pronouncements, have been interpreted by many as a calculated exploitation of their former royal status. The king, it appears, has reached his limit. He chose exile, not lineage, one senior aide reportedly overheard the king remark during a private conversation, a sentiment that encapsulates the growing divide between the monarch and his son. The king, it appears, has reached his limit. He chose exile, not lineage, one senior aide reportedly overheard the king remark during a private conversation, a sentiment that encapsulates the growing divide between the monarch and his son. The phrase, quickly spreading through the press, is being interpreted as a direct challenge to Harry's continued use of the title, Prince, and a clear indication that the king views his son's actions as incompatible with the responsibilities and decorum associated with royal life. The controversy has been further inflamed by Harry's recent public appearances, where he has consistently referenced his royal heritage, often in the context of personal narratives and business ventures. This, according to royal commentators, has fueled public perception that he is selectively leveraging his royal connections for commercial advantage, a practice that the king reportedly views as deeply inappropriate. The royal family, for decades, has walked a tightrope, balancing public image and the need for relevance, with the need to maintain an image of decorum. Harry's actions have, in the eyes of many, upset that balance. The king's visit to Italy, originally meant to showcase a united front, quickly became a platform for him to make his stance known. Furthermore, the king's decision to address the matter publicly during a state visit underscores the gravity of the situation. It suggests that he views Harry's actions as not only a personal affront but also a potential threat to the integrity of the monarchy itself. By issuing a firm and unequivocal statement, the king appears to be attempting to preempt any further ambiguity or misinterpretation, sending a clear message that Harry's continued reliance on his royal status will no longer be tolerated. It is whispered that the king has become increasingly concerned that Harry's public pronouncements, often laced with criticism of the royal family,